Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered if the number of dinosaur fossils we find directly equals the number of dinosaur species that existed? It sounds logical, right? More bones, more dinosaurs? But what if I told you that sometimes new discoveries don't add to the list, but actually subtract from it? That's right. Some dinosaurs you learned about as a kid might not even be real anymore. Today, we're digging into the fascinating story of how scientific progress can actually erase dinosaurs from history. Let's start with a giant, a true icon of the prehistoric world, the Brontosaurus, the thunder lizard. 4 generations, this long-necked behemoth captured our imaginations. But then, science delivered a shocking twist. In the early 1900s, paleontologists concluded that the original Brontosaurus skeleton was actually an adult Apatosaurus skeleton, with the wrong head attached. Who's like that? Brontosaurus was gone, demoted to a mere synonym for It was a classic case of mistaken identity. For over a century, any mention of Brontosaurus in a scientific context was considered incorrect. But the story doesn't end there. In a stunning comeback, recent studies in 2015, using advanced computer analysis of hundreds of skeletal features, suggested that the differences between the original Apatosaurus and Brontosaurus specimens were significant enough to warrant classifying them as separate genera again. The thunder lizard, it seems, has been resurrected. The story of Brontosaurus is a perfect window into a chaotic period in paleontology known as the Bone Wars. In the late 19th century, 2 brilliant but fiercely competitive paleontologists, Othniel Charles-Marsh and Edward Drinker Cope, were locked in a frantic race to discover and name as many new fossils as possible. This intense rivalry, fueled by ego and ambition, led them to unearth thousands of fossils across the American West. While their efforts laid the groundwork for American paleontology, the rush to publish often resulted in hasty work and numerous errors. Skeletons were incomplete, bones from different animals were sometimes mixed up, and new species were named based on the flimsiest of evidence, sometimes just a single bone or a fragment. This name it and claim it approach created a long list of dinosaurs that would later be debunked. Take Triceratops, for example. We all know its iconic 3-horned face. But did you know that during the Bone Wars, dozens of different species of horned dinosaurs were named? As more complete skulls were found, scientists realized many of these weren't distinct species at all. They were just different growth stages of Triceratops. What was once thought to be a separate, smaller dinosaur called Torosaurus, with large openings in its frill, is now widely considered by many paleontologists to be the final, most mature adult form of Triceratops. The horns changed shape, and the frill developed holes as the animal aged. So, Torosaurus was likely just a very old Triceratops. Another classic example is the tale of Nanotyrannus, the dwarf tyrant. For years, a small Tyrannosaur skull found in Montana was believed to belong to a pygmy relative of the mighty T-Rex. It seemed like a perfect David and Goliath story from the Cretaceous period. However, as our understanding of dinosaur biology grew, another theory emerged. By examining the bone structure, growth rings, and skull fusions like thereof, many scientists now believe that the Nanotyrannus skull actually belongs to a juvenile Tyrannosaurus rex. It wasn't a different species. It was a teenager going through an awkward growth spurt, just like with Triceratops. The animal's features changed dramatically as it grew from a youngster into a massive adult predator. So how are we able to correct these century-old mistakes? The answer lies in modern technology. Paleontology today is a high-tech field that would be unrecognizable to the bone warriors of the 19th century. Instead of just dynamite and pickaxes, scientists now use an arsenal of advanced tools. CT scanners, the same kind you find in hospitals, allow us to peer inside fossils without ever breaking them. We can create detailed, 3D digital models of bones, studying internal structures like brain cavities and sinus passage. This gives us incredible insights into a dinosaur's senses, intelligence, and even its behavior. We can also analyze the microscopic structure of fossilized bones, a field called bone histology. By cutting a thin slice of bone and examining it under a microscope, we can see growth rings, similar to the rings in a tree trunk. This tells us how old the dinosaur was when it died and how fast it was growing. This is the very technique that helps scientists argue that Nanotyrannus was just a juvenile T-Rex, not a separate species. Advanced computer software allows us to run complex statistical analyses on hundreds of different anatomical features, comparing dozens of specimens at once to determine how closely related they are. This computational power is what brought Brontosaurus back from the dead, by showing its anatomy was consistently different from Apatosaurus across many individuals. This process of re-evaluation and correction isn't a failure of science. It's the very definition of scientific progress. Every dinosaur that gets erased or reclassified is a victory for our understanding. It shows that we are willing to question old assumptions, embrace new evidence, and refine our knowledge. Science isn't about having all the answers set in stone. It's a dynamic, ever-evolving journey of discovery. The stories of Brontosaurus, Triceratops, and Nanotyrannus aren't just trivia, they are testaments to the self-correcting nature of the scientific method. The next time you hear that a dinosaur has been erased, don't be disappointed. Be excited. It means we one step closer to painting a true and accurate picture of the incredible world these animals once inhabited. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into the past as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of science. Let me know in the comments which dinosaur's story surprised you the most. See you next time.